Macros, Mindset, and Muscles.
I'm Coach James.
And I'm Coach Brittany.
We're here to give you the truth about health and fitness.
No gimmicks, no bullshit, just facts. Hey, Phoenix fam.
Phoenix fam, I love it.
It's been so long since we've done an episode.
It has been a minute.
It's been too long. Yeah, there's no...
Life.
Yeah, it happens.
Life happens.
Happens to everybody. Prioritizing, it's part of what happens when life gets in the way of things.
But it's a new year now.
Yep, we are now in 2023. It's actually January, so it is a great time to talk about goal setting.
And we set some goals for our podcast, so
we did. So here we are, knocking some of those goals out.
Knocking it out.
But here's the thing, okay? When you set a goal, it's usually very generic, right? So we're going to talk about the difference between outcome goals and behavior goals and what you can actually do to succeed in your goal.
I like it. When you mean generic, like what's a generic goal that somebody says?
So we'll just jump right in. A generic goal would be, okay, it's New Year. Everyone has goals and resolutions that they set, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to lose 10 pounds this year. Okay, that's great. So you set a goal, an outcome goal, to lose 10 pounds. But the problem is that you set this goal without setting behavioral goals.
Okay.
So your behavioral goals are what's actually going to get you to your outcome goal. So instead of just saying, I want to lose 10 pounds, sit down and be realistic with yourself and say, okay, if I want to lose 10 pounds, I need to do X, Y, and Z. And then, how often are you going to perform those behaviors to get to, the outcome goal to lose 10 pounds? So, for example, if, your goal is to lose 10 pounds, this is just a generic one, just throwing this out there. It's common for people to want to lose weight in the new year. If your goal is to lose weight, okay, I know that if I want to lose weight, I have to make better eating choices. I need to be more active. And maybe I need to drink more water. Okay. Now you can break that down even further because those are still pretty basic, behavioral goals. Okay. So if you're going to be more active, let's break that down. How are you going to be more active? What days of the week are you going to commit to being active?
Very good. Well, I mean, if you set a goal, I want to lose 10 pounds this year. That's my goal. I want to lose 10 pounds. There's a lot of ways you can lose 10 pounds. You can cut your arm off and lose 10 pounds. You cut all your hair and maybe use the bathroom 3 times and you lost 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Be more specific.
So if you're talking about your activity levels and needing to increase that, right? Be realistic with yourself. Don't go to the extreme because what's going to happen if you go to the extremes is you're going to get burnt out. And then you're going to give up because you're going to be like, oh, I'm too tired, too exhausted. This is too hard. This is too much. Okay. And that's because you have this quick fix mindset that if you do all this work, it's just going to magically shut off. And it doesn't. It takes time. Okay. So we like to start, our clients off with 3 days. I feel like that's a solid base for anybody getting started, to get in the gym or work out 3 days a week.
It's solid. 3 days is good. If you can do 3 workouts a week, you're coming from, not being just in your everyday life, not working out and things like that. Adding 3 days is a lot.
It is. And you have that all or nothing mindset that makes you feel like 3 days isn't good enough. But 3 solid days of working out is better than no days of working out. And it's also better that, if you plan for 3 days and you hit all 3 days, you're going to feel great. Whereas if you set for something high, like 5 or 6 days a week working out, and then you only do 3 days, you're going to feel like shit because you only did 3 out of 5 workouts. And, there's nothing wrong with working out 3 days a week.
Yeah, it causes all kind of confusion. You're like, well, I missed this workout, so should I do that?
I'm behind, so now I have to double up.
Yeah. Oh, and then I'm gonna try to do this extra, and then it's too much. It's too much.
Stick with the basics. Set realistic expectations for yourself. Stick to realistic behaviors. If your goal is, like we talked about, to lose weight, and we've discussed how you can, be more realistic in your movement and your exercise. But now, like eating better. Okay. Again, don't go to the extremes. Like, oh, I'm going to cut out all carbs. Okay. Now, for some people, this may work, but you're looking at a lifestyle change here, and that's the mindset. Okay. This isn't something that you do temporarily just because you want to lose 10 pounds. Because once you lose that 10 pounds, you have to keep that 10 pounds off.
Yeah.
If you go and revert back to old behaviors, you're going to put that 10 pounds back right back on. So setting behaviors that you can actually stick to will help you maintain that result as well.
Yeah, like something as small as starting to take your lunch with you to work. Because if you know that you tend to go out to eat, get fast food for lunch, one small thing you can change is that you're going to take your food. And that's a small change. It's going to save you money too. But, and it's perfectly doable. Don't worry about being 100% organic, lactose-free, low gluten, and all that stuff because it's too much.
Little choices with nutrition make a huge impact over time. Okay. And one of the biggest things like that we implement with our clients is like a protein goal. Most people do not eat enough protein. And that's the fact. Like, I've worked with so many people over the years, and I can say that very, very rarely did I have a client come to me that was actually eating enough protein to support their goals.
Yeah, it's not easy.
There's a bare minimum amount of protein that you can eat to survive. And that's generally the amount that you hear from like the FDA and stuff. But there's a different amount of protein to eat to actually thrive, to give your body what it needs to recover and build and just help you function as a human.
I like that. That sounded like a poem. You were rapping like that was a bar.
I was wondering what the fuck you were smiling it out.
We went from survive to thrive. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We getting the macros in, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was good. I loved it. It was I like that. It's true, though. It's 100% true. It's hard to get it. A lot of people are under eating on their protein. And there's a difference in what you need just to go about your daily life and then what you're trying. If you have a goal, that changes everything. Like you want to increase.
So if we're talking about, behaviors that you can do to, end result 10 pounds lost. Okay, maybe you set a daily protein goal for yourself. And you don't even have to focus on everything else. Maybe right now your focus is protein. And it should be. Like protein, get that down, and then you can worry about the rest of it later. So maybe, okay, I'm going to eat 130 grams of protein. This is a random number. Don't take this as you should eat 130 grams. Every person is different in what their needs are. This is just an example. So I'm going to eat 130 grams of protein a day. I'm also going to make sure that I get X amount of servings of veggies in. And when I sit down to eat my meals, I'm going to eat my protein and veggies first. Those are 3 behaviors that you could do that could change the course of like how you lose.
Change everything.
Protein keeps you fuller. It takes longer to break down in your body. It helps raise your metabolic rate because it has a higher thermic effect food. Veggies also, they have fiber. They take up more space in your stomach. So if you fill up on your protein and your veggies first, then you have less room for, the highly palatable foods, your macaroni and cheese and French fries and things like that. And again, I'm not saying don't ever eat these things. I'm just saying make your focus about something else.
Yeah, don't fill up on French fries. It's like we're not suggesting you go out and fill up on French fries.
Well, think about it. If you go out to eat, what do you usually eat first?
Oh yeah,
most people would eat the French fries first.
Oh, I'm definitely eating the anyway. But this is going a whole wrong. You got my mouth drooling and stuff. Anyway, we're talking about veggies.
Yeah.
We're not. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So just little changes in your behavior. It's not an all or nothing mindset. It shouldn't be an all or nothing mindset because you need to think about in terms of the rest of your life, not just for a little bit.
Yeah, and so many people like, especially clients, like they think of it as a win or a loss or a complete failure. Like, oh, I failed at this, and it's not. Like nobody is going to be perfect every day. It's making these small adjustments, these small improvements, and those small over time make the big changes. Like nobody's perfect all the time. Like, and when you think like that, you start associating or starting to feel guilt. Like, oh, I failed, and
Yeah.
then you don't want to. It just takes the wind out of your sails. You don't want to do it anymore. Like you feel like a failure.
Well, and that's what, we see a lot, like you're saying, like with our clients, like if a client misses a workout because something came up or whatever, a panic sets in and you put, a higher stress level on them, which, affects their body also. So they're stressed because they missed a workout. So they feel like they have to make it up or they have to double up,
You don't want to do 2 workouts in one day.
yeah. And that's not healthy. Like, if you miss a workout, you miss a workout. You're not behind. Just pick up, where you left off. Keep going.
We have a short memory when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, well, let's just go back to where we were.
Yeah.
Let's just keep going.
Just keep going.
Well, should I do this all? No. We're just going to go right back on track. That's fine.
We're not gonna do the extremes one way or the other.
Exactly.
Because again, you're trying to create behaviors that are sustainable,
right?
Healthy habits.
And you should be your own cheerleader. You're not supposed to beat yourself up or tear yourself down. Like I said, nobody's perfect. Things are going to happen in life. Things are going to happen where you can't eat the way you're supposed to eat that day, or have access to food, or go to the gym. Somebody's going to be sick. You're going to be sick. Things are going to happen. So you just keep on trucking.
So the next thing, in the examples that we were discussing earlier, was maybe your goal, one of your behaviors is going to be to drink more water. It's generic. How are you going to drink more water? What are you going to do? Okay, maybe get a gallon jug from the store and you only drink out of that. Some people do that. We do that sometimes and it works, but it's not for everyone either. Maybe you're going to set an alarm on your phone. I have clients that do this, set an alarm on your phone, for every hour or so, and then you drink a cup of water.
Yeah. I mean, how do you know if you're going, like what I was talking about, like being specific, like with your goals, if your goal is like, I want to drink more water. Well, how do you know if you're drinking more water? Well, first thing I would do is see how much water I'm normally drinking a day. Like have some form of measuring it. And then go into something like you're saying, like a reminder, or having a jug that has different measurements on it. Or just being conscious throughout the day and counting, if you need to do that. But
I think having a gallon jug or like some type of jug that you drink out of is a great way to track your water.
I love it.
Without having to like write something down or use an app on a phone to do it, which if you want to use an app, that's fine. But if you have a gallon, and you drink half of it, then you drink 64 ounces of water that day.
Yeah, instead of like adding, like, all right, I had a 12-ounce bottle, and then that cup I had at lunch, I think that was like probably 4 to 6, maybe, but half of it was ice. And I threw that out. And then, did I have another one? Like, it's just so much easier.
It is, because with the gallon, you can just drink it and it's there. Even if you take it from the gallon, one of the things I do, like, I'll keep a gallon, like, in prep especially, like, and I'll fill it. And, I might use, like, flavor drops or something to, like, flavor my water. But I will only pour the water from my gallon jug. So, like, I might pour the water from my gallon jug into, like, a cup or a blender bottle, shaker cup, to, mix my flavoring in it. And then I'm still tracking my water. I know I'm getting it all from this gallon. So at the end of the day, like, I know how much I've drank.
I did the same thing, even like with my pre-workout. So I knew like how much water I was drinking. I just poured it from my jug and just used that.
Yeah. So there's, different ways for everybody. But the biggest thing is when you set your goals, just be more specific. Set yourself up for success and not failure. Use trackers, use paper and pen or habit tracking apps and write these behaviors down. If you know on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you're going to work out for 45 minutes, then write that down. Keep yourself accountable to it. It's going to feel like a chore eventually. That's normal. When the newness wears off and you get tired, it's going to feel like a chore. But guess what? You still show up. You still do the behaviors, just like you would show up to work, even though you don't want to and you're tired. You want that paycheck, you show up to work. You want the results, you show up to work.
Like, nobody wants to do laundry, but everybody wants to have, clean clothes. Nobody likes to go to a grocery store, but everybody likes to eat. Like, you have to do things you not necessarily want to do in the moment, but
they're essential to life.
They're essential. Like, you have to do those things if you want to have those luxuries of life.
And, your health isn't a luxury.
Yeah, it's not. No, I didn't mean luxury.
I know you didn't. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't put yourself on the back burner. You need to be more active. That is why our country in general is so unhealthy. Like, everything is easy and, there's quick fixes for everything. We can order food and have it delivered to our door.
We have groceries.
Totally guilty of having groceries.
Even groceries,
delivered.
Cooked food, groceries. I mean, you can have anything. You don't even have to leave to shop anything anymore. Then you can have your job from home, at a desk. Like, so we're just not, people are not as active as they were 60 years ago.
And the health conditions arising are like a sign of that.
Oh, it's bad. It's not good.
So don't put your health on the back burner. Get uncomfortable. You won't regret it. You'll never regret working out. You regret not working out. If you don't take care of yourself and your whole life passes you by and you've been limited, to what you can do because you're injured or you're sick, you're unhealthy because you didn't take care of yourself, then what?
Yeah.
You'll regret that.
I've had many days where like it's a struggle getting to the gym or getting going. But at the end of it, I've never regretted the workout. I've never did a workout like, you know what? I wish I had not did that. Never. Like, at the end of it, like, I'm glad I did. I feel better about myself for getting it done, even when I didn't want to do it. That self-accomplishment that like, man, that was hard, but I got it done.
And that's the behavior.
Yeah.
It's a routine. It's habit. It's something that you just make a part of your life.
It starts transferring to other aspects of your life, too. It's crazy.
It does. And it like, when you're setting goals, this isn't specific to the gym.
No.
This is life. If you set a goal outside of the gym, I'm going to use one, for example, because I hear it a lot. I'm going to pay off debt. What are you going to do to pay off debt? What behaviors are you going to do? Maybe, okay, I'm going to take an extra $50 a month. This is a random thing again. I take an extra $50 a month and I'm going to, apply it to my smallest bill and keep doing that until everything's paid off, snowball it, whatever. Whatever you're doing, you have to have behaviors to be successful. Without those behaviors, your goals are nothing, really. Like, they're just empty work. You have to have a plan to get those goals, and it has to be realistic.
Yeah. It's kind of like that old saying, and it's so simple, but it's that if you fail to plan to fail. Like, if you don't have instructions that you're going to follow, a plan to get this outcome, like, you might as well get ready to not reach that outcome. I mean, you have no clear path. You don't even have a path of effort. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even the best. You don't have any plan.
Even if your plan isn't perfect, nobody's plan is perfect. But if you start off with one plan and you end up changing it along the way, that's fine. It's still a plan. You have to start with something. And a lot of times in the new year, what we see is a lot of people setting goals without action, like without actions, without behaviors to successfully get to them. And that's why we wanted to make this episode.
Yeah, it was very important and kick the new year off the right way. So hopefully everybody can, if they have a goal, you start setting these goals, get a plan together.
So after listening to this episode, think about the goals that you have set for yourself. What are the goals that you have set for yourself this year? And, identify, is this an outcome goal or is this a behavioral goal? If it's an outcome goal, break it down. Make a plan for yourself. Write it down. Get a planner. I'm a huge planner user. I love
She
my
loves
planners.
planning.
I have like 5 planners.
So many planners.
So
Stickers.
yes, stickers galore. Write stuff down in your planner daily or use an app. Just do something to keep yourself accountable. Schedule your workouts in your phone as an appointment, like you would a doctor's appointment. You wouldn't bail out on a doctor's appointment. Don't bail out on yourself.
I love it.
So hopefully this helps some of you. And, we'd love to hear your goals. If you want to share them with us, you can visit us on Instagram at phoenix.transformations. If you're in the women's only group on Facebook, Macros, Mindset, and Muscles for Women, you can share it in there as well. And
we have a TikTok now.
Oh, we do. We do have a TikTok, and you can find it really easy. It's Phoenix Transformations.
It's hard to guess, isn't it?
So we really hope to hear some of your goals, and we're excited to be back.
Yeah. 2023. Let's get
it. Let's go.
I'm still James.
Thanks for listening to Macros, Mindset, and Muscles. Until next time.
I'm James.
I'm Brittany. We're out.